ID. It's gonna be 5 at the door. Alright. Alright, you're good. You go inside. Good morning. What's up, everyone? I have Frank, Frank Blation. Homie is in a bunch of shit. We got Morris Village. We've got Goodridge. We've got Feverest.
Yep.
Dog. All right. So, Oklahoma. Tell me about you. Tell me about what the fuck is going on over there, where everything is just like something's in the water over there. What the fuck?
Oklahoma's wild. I feel like we have some of the best like musicians and the greatest bands, and I don't know what's going on, but like as far as like emo scene goes, we're killing it. Like the others like us, you have Morris Village. There's like Cliff Divers, like super big right now and doing their thing. Are they emo anymore? Does that count?
I would say that like so. I think emo. I think pop punk is like also under emo, and like it all is some big thing as well. Like it's just nice to know that like none of us fucking really care about like that stuff anymore. We're just like this community is just it's just DIY.
Yeah, it's DIY. If you're doing it moderately, I don't even care if you're doing it yourself. If you just came from this scene, I'm fine with it.
That's like, what I'm fucking saying.
Like literally, I'm completely okay with it. But yeah, Ben Quad is like the big one.
Yeah, Ben Quad is like this thing that has happened that is they're so fucking talented and they're so it's like they're hard on themselves. Like they have to like be really, really everything that they do has to be like top notch and
like perfect.
It is. And it's like I'm not sure what their writing is like how they write. I know that they didn't play even a show for 6 months. I know that they're like working a year ahead of itself. So it's like they're already in prep mode to be like in a band for the rest of their lives. And which is really exciting, but really stressful and really strange. Cause it's like, I've talked to like Corey from Free Throw, where I was like, what's your next, how planned in advance is your life? And homie was like, like the next like 18 months. And like, honestly, that sounds like kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that. I'm like, you know what? I want to have some spontaneity.
Yeah.
But I like, that's crazy. If you have to like, at that level, you have to be planned that far in advance.
I feel like you have to, like, I mean, especially like me booking my little tour for Goodrich or whatever, I had to be like 6 months in advance just to know what I was doing. And like, we got offered the show a year in advance. Like, so like the fest we've been on for like a minute. So like, once you get into like doing bigger things, I feel like it's easy to get that stuff booked out. And like, not that I'm doing bigger things, but like, I'm assuming, so like, it kind of has to do that. But like some other bands like Feverest, we kind of chill on literally everything. We be chilling. So like,
dude, even the sound is chiller. Like, so everything. It's like if everyone listens to Feverest, like it is the BPM is like 20 like lower than you're expecting. I listened to it all this morning. It's just so nice, just in your apartment.
It's super chill. It's like I'm gonna do my dishes.
Yeah, dog. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. I love it. Like I love all three of the projects, and I like you're very talented in itself. Like you play in two guitar in two bands and bass in one. Yeah. So like you kind of touch on a lot of really cool. So like, when did you get involved with like music? Did you start on something first? Let's get a little lore done.
Okay, so I like have been in the scene since I was like 13, 14, and I'm 34. So like I've been in the scene for damn near 20 years. I first started off with like listening to punk music, and then I moved to a certain town called Glenpool, and Glenpool's hardcore scene was absolutely absurd. So like they had bands touring and like people doing things, and like it's a small town outside of Tulsa. So it was like for every 10 scene people, all 10 of them had a band that was touring. So like I started off pretty like strong. I had no idea what music was or how to play music or anything like that. And then I kind of fell into booking when I was like 17, 18. And then from there on, I met like the people I write music with today, like Castleberry, which I feel like the world knows who Castleberry is. He books everything in Tulsa. And Michael, the vocalist of Goodridge, like we started playing music together and starting little pop punk bands here and there and like doing our thing. And then I feel like I had a really long break. Like I was dating people and working like what everybody else does. And then
Yeah,
I was,
totally.
yeah, yeah. And then I was like, you know what? I feel sad. I should start a fucking band.
Okay, now that's super real. Now,
Yeah.
was this also a COVID? Is this like a COVID thing where it's everything kind of blew up from there?
So it was the year before.
Okay,
So like
cool.
I had a jump start. Like Cliff Diver was just I had a band before Cliff Diver, and then the original second guitarist of Cliff Diver was in my band. So like
Mhm.
we had a band called Curse Me, which was like um old gray, like screamy emo. So like we had that, and then he jumped off to Cliff Diver, and I should have also jumped off to it, but I didn't. But he jumped off to Cliff Diver. They started Cliff Diver, and then I was like essentially sad for a year,
Mhm.
and then I went through this really bad breakup, which like God, it sounds so cliche, but I went through this really
Yeah.
bad breakup, and then I was like, man, I feel like I'm wasting a bunch of time on people. So I like stopped everything, got a job at a music venue, started seeing the scene come through. So like Cliff Diver playing, Bing Quad playing, my heart, my what is it? My lung and my heart and my liver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like all of these emo bands playing, Origami came through and stuff. So it was like 2018, 2019. It was just like a really good year. And then COVID happened. As soon as I like got the nerve to start a band, I started a band, practiced, wrote a bunch of songs for like 4 months, and then COVID. And we sat. It sucks. But yeah, I mean, during the COVID, since I made those connections prior, I was like sending riffs to people. Like me and Sam from the Others Like Us had like a riff exchange, which we need to bring back. I don't know why we don't have that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Just where it's just like there should just be like some Google Drive that everyone knows that everyone just can like throw riffs in there.
Yeah.
That's a really funny fucking idea.
It's great. It's great. But yeah, the riff exchange is like exactly how we all got the kind of the sound that we were doing, you know? Like it's like my feedback being like that's not good or that is good, his feedback being like this is trash, you know, and then we kind of like merged our sounds through that riff exchange, and it's grown since then, of course, but like it really helped us like form our stuff, you know.
Yeah,
and
no,
then,
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, once COVID got back in, we had our first show together, and then it's been like good since then. Once Goodridge got a name for itself, or like started doing stuff, actually, people were like, "Oh, you actually play?" And I was like, "Yeah." I wasn't just like a security guard at a venue. I was like I play music.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you can." You're like, "Yes, yeah, I know, yes. I know."
Yeah, I took a hiatus, but I'm back. But yeah, so that's kind of how we got back into like how I got back into like writing and stuff, and then Feverest and Morris Village. It's just like by proxies, like Noah Arizoki. He's like the bassist in the Others Like Us. He also played for Goodrich for drums, and like we're just all, I like to call it bandcestral.
Yeah, totally.
So like everybody's in a band with somebody that knows somebody that's in a band with somebody type thing. And like I feel like me and Noah are like the two biggest bin sisters.
Yeah, dude.
Like
there's a thing in Nashville like that as well, where there's a couple of bands that there's like 8 people that are in like 5 bands together. Yeah. And so it's like Boy Clothes, Carson Deep, Bell and the End Times, Poplar Creek. Like this just happens. It just happens to like be like that, especially when you have the time and the bandwidth, no fucking pun intended, where it's like everyone can just like literally do that. It's cool though, because especially if you have the time and the bandwidth to do it, then you might as well. If it's spilling out of you, then you might as well catch it.
Yeah. Do something with it. And I feel like a lot of us are just helping each other do their dream, you know? Like it's like, oh, Noah had this vision, so we started Morris Village, you know? Yeah. He's been writing on this stuff for such a long time, and then we came out with it. I think we practiced for like 2 weeks. Like he showed me the songs, we practiced for 2 weeks and then played a show. Like it was like
that's how it's supposed to go.
It was like, absurd, yeah.
Speaking of practice, how like I remember talking to Emway. I was talking to Kyle, and he was telling me that for Emway and Enswell, and like I think he has 2 practices a week. Where
Yep.
so I think he practices Emway every week and he practices Enswell, and maybe they're writing, but he's dedicated 2 nights a week,
To
every week
practice.
to
Yeah.
practice and everything. What is your relationship to kind of practice? What is your relationship to well, also the difference between practice, rehearsal, and writing? Like those are
Yeah.
3 different fucking things.
Yeah. We're monsters. I'm a monster. So like I'll take Sunday and practice with all 3 bands type thing. Like,
Whoa!
like like a literal monster. But like I feel like me personally, I schedule things out really nicely. Whereas like I feel like if other people were doing this, they would lose their fucking mind. But I'll practice with Morris every Sunday, and then I'll practice with Feverest or Goodridge Mondays. Like it flip flops. Like luckily we had the beauty of like flipping schedules, so it's like 3 practices, but it's like Monday, Sunday, Monday. Don't call me because I'm doing music. Do not call me.
Cool.
Yeah, but like I feel like that's kind of it. Once we get into like recording studio stuff and like whatever, I can drop off of bands. Like Feverest doesn't need me to practice. I'm bass. Like they're fine.
Sure. Sure.
Goodrich is like the band that really needs me there. Like I'm holding down a lot for Goodrich. The other guitarist holds down a lot. So we have like split songs that like if I'm not there, it won't work. If he's not there, it won't work. So that's the only one that's kind of like we all need to be there in the same room. But like the other bands, I can be like, I'm taking off today. We're good. Studio time though, like when it comes to studio time, I feel like I'm in the studio more than anybody, just sitting there, like making sure everything is going how it should go.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, someone's got to play mom and dad.
Yeah,
Like do you find you kind of lean into that role well?
yeah, not well, but yeah, I do.
Yeah, but you lean into it. You lean into it, whether
Yeah,
it's good or not. Someone has to.
like someone's got to send an email, I guess.
That's
But,
so funny. Tight.
yeah.
So you've been involved. What's the thing that you would say has the most gravity? That's why you kind of keep leaning back into this. Is it more that you have blinders on and it's just this is the goal, this is you're pursuing the dream? Or would you say that it's like instinctual where it's like, hey, I have to do this?
I don't know. Like let me be real. Like I notice that my reason changes all the time. You know, like before, like when I first started doing this music stuff or Goodrich and stuff, I was like more like focused on myself, where it was like I need to express myself and I need to get this out here and I have things to say and I want to say them. So let me write this song. And then it kind of grew to where it was like, okay, well, Michael's like really good. Like my homie's really good and he should be in a band that's actually doing something instead of just like sitting and working for Best Buy the rest of his life. You know what I mean? So like it's like my drive switched where it's like, okay, we're all doing this. We all need to be like we're all too good to not be doing something, you know? And that sounds really whatever, but like I do feel like it, like we're all really good musicians and
That's fair though. You've touched on something that is really interesting though, because it's like there's kind of a life is short attitude, I think, with a lot of DIY. I think that is kind of like the, hey, listen, there are a lot of things that we are all willing to put on the back burner to at least try this.
Yeah.
Because listen, it's like you have so many slots during the day to like not only work with like, go to work, be a good partner, be a good, dog, cat parent, talk to family, be with your friends. And then also there's this I feel like everyone has, it's like, hey, listen, I can do a bunch of stuff, but I also just want to let you know, I do like this really selfish thing.
This is me and me alone.
And this is, and like, it's this selfish thing. And listen, you can be mad about it all you want, but I love it. And I'm going to do it, and it's going to take a lot of time, and I'm also going to finance a lot of it. And so, like, literally, it's really strange that we all kind of decided like to do this. Like when I started to do this, I was in a relationship for I've been with my wife for 12 years. Yeah. Like, I'm 36. I started all of my stuff like 4 years ago. I was 32. And I remember my wife being like, okay, why?
Like literally,
why now? Where did this all come from? How long is this gonna last? And it was just like, I just need to know. I just want to say yes to this as much as I can until it's like a perpetual motion machine where I can maybe back off after a while.
Yeah. It's
Like
like,
you have to push as far as you have to push as far as you can first. And you have to have blinders on. You have to kind of say no to so much stuff.
it's a drive. Like it really is a drive you have to have. And I feel like if you don't sacrifice the other stuff, like to an extent, like you really can't make it. And like I feel like my bands have balanced between that. Like Morris is like a sacrificing band. We don't care. Like literally we'll be at the show, we'll say yes to anything, we'll go do it. You know, like Morris is like on it. Whereas like Goodrich is a little more lax. Like people have kids. Like we're definitely the like mortgage core band where sure. Everyone's older and like has things they need to actually take care of and like are all struggling to take care of those things, let alone being a goddamn band. Mm-hmm. So it's like the balance is like really you have to sacrifice. And like I feel like I sacrifice a lot of stuff in that, but me sacrificing is still me going to school, me doing my job, me fucking feeding my cats and making sure my babies are good. Mm-hmm. You know, me having a girlfriend and like making sure she's good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's so much balance on the table that you just really need to like have a drive to like make the time for the things, you know? And it's like really to me, like it's all about time. Like if you can make time for something, you can easily do it.
Yeah, I think it's about organizing. I think it's like, yeah, if you understand how the slots in your life work and where you can fit them all, and like if you're willing to balance them, and if you feel like that you have a good relationship with the people around you that understand that you're about to do these kind of things, yeah. I think that is, if you're like honest with the people that you're going to start a fucking band, and it's now like, okay, cool. It's like 10% of my paycheck now. It's this, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this. It's like, hey, I just want to let you know, it's an investment. And but it's an investment in like this really fun thing. Cause like, not only do you do this, you also like do like a screen printing thing.
Yeah.
Which is, so like, like everyone has like, you know, their feet and toes and lots of fucking shit. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So like, so the screen printing thing, is that something that you decided to do because you were like, I think everyone deserves more help in this kind of thing?
100% yes, but like really, like I've screen printed for like 10 years, like for other people, other companies. Like there's a company called Mythic here that's like the big dogs of screen printing, you know, like they're the ones that every business goes to get their branding and marketing and like screen stuff, like clothes and stuff. So like I worked for them for the first 3 years and I realized that like I had literally nothing to show for it. Mm-hmm. Like zero. So I was like, you know, I could just do this on my own. Like I could screen print. I can offer bands cheap screen printing and like be like, yo, pay me this. If you can't pay me, let's do sliding scale. Like if it's one person in the band that's like just bankrolling everything, then we'll do sliding scale for that one person. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like whatever it takes to like get the job done. This is like cutting half of the hassle that it would take somebody to go to a big shop and get charged astronomical prices for some like still not good shirts, you know? Like,
yeah, totally. Well, it's like and I think it's something that I really like that you offer it and that you dived into it. What was the, like, if you think about like you getting into that, is this a garage thing that you do? So like this is a lot of space. I know that it takes up a lot of space. Yeah. So like kind of walk me through that stuff.
Okay, so like we have a press out in my garage. My garage is like an open face garage, or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. I don't know how Nashville is, but we have like side houses that like kind of look like garages.
Sure, so, I grew up in Iowa, so I've seen that. So yes, 100%.
So it's like pushed back. My driveway's in the back of my house type thing, and like it was like just for my cars. Didn't think anything of it. And then me and Michael, the Goodrich vocalist, we were like, we should just make our own merch. Like I know how to do it. Let's just buy the stuff. And then we bought the stuff and then we sat on it for a year. Like sat on it for like a fat year. And then like through that year, we gathered everything that we needed essentially. And then I was like, one day I woke up and it was like at Michael's house. And I was like, hey, can we just move it to my house? And he was like, yeah. And I was moved to my house, set up the press. Everything just started working. Like people started getting orders in. And I was like, okay, cool. we're operational now. So like, it's smooth. Like it really is smooth. Like once you give us the design or whatever you need or ask us for anything, me, Noah, Michael will knock out your shirts for you and like you'll have them within like a couple days. It's super sick. Yeah.
Are y'all LLC? Like, is there like a website? You guys are just like this fucking rogue agency.
Literally, we're underground screen printing. No, it's underground. Like we're not LLC. This was like a just a thought, and then the thought like took off. And then by the time like we even thought it could be a business, like we were a business. So it's like
Mhm.
now we need to do the LLC stuff. I want to do it at the first of the year so we can have like a fiscal year type thing
Mhm.
instead of like doing it right now and pay taxes for it. Right? Like
No, totally. It's like
yeah. So,
because once you start, then that's everyone's got the eyes on you as soon
yeah.
as you say yes.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Do
Yeah.
you think? Do you think that you're going to be doing that for quite some time, like as well as the music thing? Is this like the love of DIY spilling out, where you're just like, I just want lots of fingers, lots of pies?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like I made my life to do music. Like I built my like career, the things that I do, my life like a record label.
Mhm.
So like the other thing that I do is like software engineering. So like SEO, like anything you need to get your band on Google or your algorithm to like actually kick off. That's the other thing that I do. Like I'm learning to do that right now. So like I have the marketing side, I have the business side where we're like booking stuff. Like there's Perennial, which is like Anthony's company that does booking and like tour stuff. There's a band called Vo that we work with in Nashville all the time.
Mhm.
Actually, like so like there's like so many things in my life that like are just straight up for music and only music. Like that's the reason I chose to do it. Like software engineering is like such a easy money. It's not easy at all, but like it's a way to make money and then also have time.
Yeah,
So
totally.
so like
Do
I
you
can
are you
yeah.
working at home, going to school at home?
No, I just go to school. My school is like 5 blocks away from me. It's not far at all.
Yeah. Hell
So
yeah.
yeah, it's cool. It's cool stuff. And damn, I like lost the question. Look at me.
No, dog. I think that like
Yeah,
the entrepreneurial spirit and DIY spirit is a fucking circle. So
yeah,
like, I think that wanting to, you know, fold all of this stuff into this thing where it's full passion all the time,
yeah,
alchemical process into fucking like a way to live. I need to
yeah,
transfer all this stuff into a way to like get money and like try and make it so that like this is easier on me so I can do this
yeah.
all the time. That's
That's
so cool. I think I'm so inspired by talking to people like this. There's a lot of people that just want to do music, and a lot of people that are like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm doing music, but it has to be my hobby because
yeah,
my job is, I work at. I'm trying to think of like all the weird jobs that I've done. But like I know people that work in construction. I know people
yeah,
that work in teach college classes. There's people that are involved in so many different things, but you're trying to make sure that like anything that you're exchanging your time with for money is
yeah.
also part of that passion, which is really,
Exactly.
really hard. And you are like finding and guiding yourself through that journey to get
Yeah,
there, which is so sick.
it's cool. I feel like it's cool. I feel like I'm
It
slept on
is
for it.
cool. It is
Yeah,
fucking cool. You're doing it, dog.
yeah, yeah,
It's like, hey, Mikey, he likes it. Like,
yeah.
dog, you're doing
Literally.
it, and you've it feels it's not like evil planish. Like it's a
Yeah,
little evil plan.
it's totally evil
Yeah,
planish.
yeah, like it's very
Yeah,
like it's you know, it was you all along.
yeah.
That's kind of what is the vibe I feel from your energy of like trying to make sure that you can do everything all the time for this whole scene.
Yeah, for everybody. And like it's like I want people to succeed. Like I love a shine. I love a glow up. Like that's my like favorite thing is to see somebody glow up. So like if like Michael for instance, like I'll come back to Michael a lot. He's my best friend. So
Mhm.
but like Michael for instance is like working his job at home, chilling with his girl, but is like one of the best like writers that I've ever met in my life.
Mhm.
Like he needs to be on the road. So I'm gonna do everything that I can to make him like shine and glow
Yeah.
up and like be in another band where he's doing something else or and like I don't or maybe a studio producer or maybe something like this. And it's like I want to see him glow up because I know I'm gonna put all my work into glowing up for myself. You
Mhm.
know? So like if you ride with me, let's ride. Like let's do it together. I'm so about that life. So I'm here to help people out and I love doing that. Like if it's merch or whatever. Yeah.
Um, I think it's admirable. I think it's truly inspiring. Like that's so sick that you want to do that. It's just kind of like, one of the reasons why I started this podcast is I had a lot of, I found it very stressful to combine my life at 32 when I was writing all this stuff, and combining that with the life that I had. And so, I think young people and people our age, everyone's kind of doing this at the same time. That's what I kind of like about this, is that like I have friends who are like 22 doing this now. And like I used to feel weird having like friends that were just like 22-year-olds with my friends as like a fucking 36-year-old. And I'm like, my wife is like, listen, you can't like be talking to these people.
Like you can't be
and I'm like, dude, no, they're like, dude, and listen, there is a difference between like people that you know online and your actual friends. That's something that I think a lot of people have to figure out, which is really, really important, where it's like, I think that's why I like the podcast, because I get to know people. And like at the end, I'm like, okay, cool. Now we're buds. Like this is like the most important thing to me for doing that. Yeah. But I think that everyone is there's just something about how everyone that I'm talking to is so talented. And I just remember myself in my 20s. I don't know where this came from, but like I grew up playing music, my whole life, but I didn't want to either. I felt like I couldn't. And I really want to inspire people to do that, because when I was in my 20s, when I had like more time to do this stuff, I didn't. And I don't have a lot of regrets, but I that's one of them. I wish I started all this stuff a lot sooner so I could feel more ingrained in this stuff. 95 Corolla, I've had the name for that band since I was like 24, and just like didn't do anything.
The best name I've ever heard, by the way. It's such a good fucking name. It's such a good name. I love that name.
I've been thinking, it's just like I want people to listen to this stuff and just feel inspired. And I feel like your story is very inspiring. Especially being involved with like, there's a lot when people say type A and type B personalities. First of all, everyone seems to understand what that means, except for me. I don't know what that means. You didn't explain what type A means, and you didn't explain what type B means. You just said I'm a type A personality. So what does that mean? Right now, when I think about it, when it comes to emo and like comes to DIY, when it comes to this whole thing, there are two personalities. There are the people that are like you, that are like, hey, listen, I'm going to regiment my whole fucking day. And like, I bet are you a calendar guy?
No, this is like,
is this all in here?
Literally, I'm a type B person that just wants to actually do something.
Oh my God. Okay. That's the other thing.
I'm scrambling, bro. Like it's just
okay. So there are the people that are calendar people. Yeah. And then there are the people who are just naturally good at it, where it's just like they organize it and just kind of go with the flow, and they happen to like run into all this stuff correctly at the same time. And then there's a third type, which is you and me, who are flying by the seat of their pants and just seeing what happens and like, sometimes it's really not fun.
No.
And it's not great, but it's about the journey, baby. It's about the fucking journey. And it's really, really hard for me to like when I'm asked to, help with stuff like, to be clear, I've been trying to book something for you and I for like at least for about a month, almost 6 weeks. I couldn't do it. It's really hard for me. But also Nashville's really hard to book. And it was this whole, like, it's like booking shows. Anyone who's listening who's never booked a show before, try. Just try and book a show, because I think people need to respect bookers more, because this shit is borderline fucking impossible.
Like literally it makes me want to like just give up. Like every time I start booking, I'm like, I don't even want to do this.
No, dude, you know what? Fuck this band. Fuck the band. I'm done. I'm just gonna tweet I quit. I'm so close. I'm so close. Like I'm done. Like I think that there's a period of time where like stuff starts getting, the email stuff is the most annoying stuff. The business part, everyone can be on Twitter and talk and hang out all the time. Yeah, that's awesome. And we do. And it's really beneficial. We all get to fucking hang out and talk shit and like lore dump and like fucking shit post. It's awesome.
Yeah.
The promotion side of it is kind of unnecessary because we're all just buds. It's just really fascinating that like outside of just like wanting to hang out with all these bands, there's like this stupid thing that we have to do, which is also book shows.
Yeah.
And I think that, do you see, like, let's say 5 years from now, what do you want goal wise to be accomplished within like the 5 years from now, where like you feel like, what do you want?
Yay. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Damn deep questions. I don't know. Like I said, it is like such a fly by the seat of my pants type thing that like day by day it could change.
Mm-hmm.
I could like literally wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I'm not even going on tour. Like
Mm-hmm.
and like I've been planning on this tour since January. I could do so many. There's so many factors. One, that doesn't involve me, and then two, that do involve me. That I don't know if I could do it. Like so in 5 years, if I'm playing, which that means like what, I'm 39.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm still playing at 39, emo music, which I'm fine with, but I'd like to be on some bigger stages, like bigger rooms, bigger stages, better bands, maybe a European tour. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that stuff is impossible. Like even with the like low followers and like low listens or whatever that we get on some of the bands that I have, like it's still like we're still doing cool things that I'm like, I never thought I'd be doing this,
Sure.
Like so like it really like it opens up my idea to like what is successful and what does that look like to me, and like honestly, just if I'm still doing this and like maybe at a bigger stage, I'm better. I'll feel good about it, and like it doesn't have to be constant. It just has to be like maybe like I go on tour with like Trauma Ray or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Shoegaze aspect of things. That would be cool and like not undoable.
Yeah, I can see kind of like, I see you doing the record label thing. I see you doing the screen printing thing for a long time. I see you had like, again, lots of hands or lots of fingers, lots of pies kind of thing. Like it sounds like you want it. That's the best thing about this, is that I think that you truly like, not only do you like, you love it, this is like, you're rooted in it.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. And I think that that's where like success comes from, is when you just it's like, there's not a lot of things in this world where you can literally do like passion as your thing. Where it's like, it's really hard. Or maybe it's not, because this is the proof that it actually works. Where it's like, if you really fucking love music and all this stuff, it's completely possible to do that. And it's not like, oh, I want to have something be in the Louvre. Like it would like learning art and all that stuff. I feel like it's just steeper or something. But with music and this scene specifically, it's such a low barrier of entry that I feel like that everyone can do this.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much easier than what it was like back in the day. Like we talk about when we're like 22 having bands, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like I was so lost. I was so lost. Like, and now I feel found. I know that's religious of me to say, but like I feel so found in the scene, because it's like,
yes,
I can hop on Twitter and talk to somebody in Miami or Michigan or whatever, and know exactly who I'm talking to, know how to play with them, know the venues that they play consistently, and like it just feels so much more natural to do this stuff, And like once I started realizing that, like when I had my break, it made everything else fall into the place. Like the screen printing is like, oh, I can't just do it. I can, like me and Noah are talking about starting a record label. We can just do it. Like there's nothing stopping us from like getting bands what they need. Like we bought a tape machine. We're going to start making tapes for people to sell. You know what I mean? There's so much easy things to do. In the internet, the world right now, people kind of don't see how easy all of this stuff is. And like, if you're wanting to start a band, if you're wanting to do this, literally reach out to anybody. Like all it takes is a DM. All it takes is like a message, and like you'll get 100 no's, but the one yes you get might be the yes that like solidifies everything for you.
Yeah. The last time I felt like inspired like this, is talking to Madison, from Ogbert. Like there's something about how they're like, are constantly just doing shit. And it's about like saying yes to yourself. Like you don't need anybody to tell you like, yeah, I want to start making mini CDs.
Yeah.
Like you don't need anybody to like tell you to do anything. If you want to do something, you have basically everything in front of you to start. You just have to start Googling, and like you can figure all that shit out. I mean, that whole thing of him figuring out how to like 3D print those weird mini disc holders, where that little saga was really crazy
so
for
cool.
me. That was so cool. I was like, he was posted just like, hey, I'm trying to figure this out. Does anyone have this? I need to know these dimensions. Once I have these dimensions, we're gonna figure it out. Hey guys, this is version 1 of this, version 2, and you're just like, dude, there's something just like so inspiring about like you and them just like trying and doing things. But yeah, I think that again, leaving conversations like this, I hope everyone that listens to this like kind of wants to go and like does their fucking thing. Like whatever you're waiting for to like do, here.
Don't.
You can.
Yeah, you can do it.
Just go do it.
There's a cheap way to do everything.
There's a cheap way to do everything.
Literally everything.
All right. Okay. Dog, I want to play something from y'all. What song can we play from you?
Ooh, do you want to unreleased or do you want to release?
I am good with either, dog. Like if you wanna launch something into the stratosphere fresh, let's fucking do it.
Let's do it. Let me see what I got here. Hold on. Let me open my Dropbox real quick.
Yeah.
I feel like I can hear my cats right now. They're going wild. Let's see. Let's do Goodridge. I think you have Halfway. I think it's a smooth, chill song, and it sounds good.
Halfway?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's in your DMs.
My DMs? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Leakaholics.
All right. Here is Halfway by Goodrich. me by Goodridge. Dog.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite times just talking to people. Like, this is great. Thank you so much for hopping on with me. I can't wait to see you soon. We're gonna get some fucking hot chicken and just hang out and like I can't wait to fucking hang out with you. And
I can't wait to be in Nashville again, bro.
It's awesome. Also, I get to see you hopefully at Shadow Money. Yeah. So that's gonna be sick. It's our year, baby.
Yeah, it's a good year. It's a good year.
It's a good year, dog. All right. Talk to you later.
Peace out. I'll see you soon.